Hello everybody. So in this tutorial video, we will be discussing from question 6 to question 10 of General Aptitude Test of GATE 2020 Biotechnology. So let's get started. So in the first question, it is said that the RBI is lending to other commercial bank and that rate is said to be the repo rate. So suppose this is RBI and these are the commercial banks, and these banks are in turn giving loan and taking loan from other persons. So the RBI is giving loan to a bank is known as repo rate, and the rate at which RBI borrows from this commercial bank is known as reverse repo rate. So the question is asked, so if suppose the repo rate is increased or decreased, what would be the how the lending of this commercial bank would be affected. So if suppose the repo rate goes down, then this commercial bank could give more loan to the customers. So this repo rate by the RBI is inversely proportional to the lending by the commercial banks. So in this here only the correct option would be D. So in here the correct option is D. So moving on to the next question. So in here it is the round table problem. So there are 8 persons, I guess, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Yes, 8 persons are there and they are seated in a circular table. So let's draw a circular table. Suppose this is a circular table and there are 8 points, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8. So the first condition is said that S is seated opposite to the W. So suppose S is here, so W will be here. That is the first condition. Second condition is said that U is seated to the second place to the right of R. So let's suppose R is somewhere and leaving one place in the right there is a U. Third condition is T is third to the left of R. So suppose 1 2 3. So T is here. So and last condition is V is a neighbor of S. So V could be here or V could be here. Only two places that V could be. So like if you look at this one and try to fit it in this round table, there is only a single configuration. Like the other configuration will be symmetric. So the configuration that can be like if I place T here, so there are two blanks and then R here, one blank and then U here. Similarly, you can place the other way around, and now you can just rub off V from here. So we are fixing the position of V here. So this is kind of an approximate scenario that is told. So now the first option is P is a neighbor of R. So there are two seats that are vacant and R already has a neighbor. That would either be V or that would be U if it is other way around. So P could be here or P could be here or here. So P could never be a neighbor of R. So option A is definitely wrong. Then Q is a neighbor of R. So same goes for Q. Q could be here or here. So Q also could never be a neighbor of R. P is seated opposite to Q. Yes, sure. If we place P here, Q here, so P could obviously sit opposite to Q. So this should be a correct option. Let's go to the last option. R is a left neighbor of S. R could never be a left neighbor of S, either V or Q. So this is wrong. So the correct answer is C. Moving on to the next question. So in here it is said that suppose let Delhi and Agra. So let D be the Delhi and A be the Agra. So they are 233 kilometer apart, and a car P start from Delhi. Suppose here is a car P which is starting from Delhi to Agra, and another car Q is starting from Agra to Delhi along the same road 1 hour after the car P started. So the P will travel for 1 hour and then the Q will start. Let's assume that the speed of P be x. So this is our assumption that P is x, and it is said that the Q would start after 1 hour. So distance that P will cover in 1 hour would be simple x, because it is x kilometer per hour. So in 1 hour it will be just x kilometer. So it has already traveled x kilometer. After that we are taking into now P will be, you can consider that this might be the starting point of both P and Q starting simultaneously. This is the first condition. Next they are said that these two cars would cross somewhere, suppose here, after 75 minutes. Both the cars are traveling at a constant speed, so there is no acceleration, and the speed of car P is 10 kilometer more. So if this is x kilometer per hour, we already said that. So Q would be x minus 10 kilometer per hour. As simple as that. And now we have this condition in which they would cross a 75 minute. So how much will x travel in 75 minute? So 75 minute will be equals to 60 minute plus 15 minute. So this is like 1 hour plus 0.25 hour. So 1.25 hours, as simple as that, 75 minute. So it is said that how much will P travel in 1.25. So it will be simple. So P will travel in 1 hour. P will travel 1.25 x distance, x kilometer, and in 75 minutes. Sorry. I'm really sorry. In 75 minutes. Similarly, in 75 minutes, Q would travel 1.25 into x minus 10, because the speed of Q was 10 less than the speed of P. And it is said that they would meet at this point they would meet. So what is the distance that is traveled by the P? So the distance that is traveled by P, like from this side it is this is 1.25 into x, but if you calculate from this side it would be 233 minus x minus 1.25 x, and that should be equals to 1.25 x minus 10. And if we equate this, x would come around 70.124. 1 minute, just let me check. This would be around, x would be around 70.142, and this is the and this was the speed of P. So speed of Q would be around 10 less, so 60 kilometer per hour, sorry, and this would be 60.142 kilometer per hour. So this is the speed, and the question asked about how many kilometer Q has traveled before they crossed. So how much what is this kilometer that Q has traveled? So this would be simple. This would be 60.142 into 1.25, which would be around 87 point, around 88 kilometer, and the nearest answer is 88.2. So C is the correct answer. C is given to be 88.2. Correct. So let's move on to the next question. So here they have given a definition of matrix, a rank 4 matrix, I guess, and this is the definition for antisymmetric matrix. So what it is said is like you construct a 4-dimensional matrix. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4 entries here. 1, 2, 3, 4 entries here. So there are 4 entries, and you say that fill all the diagonals with 0 first. All the diagonals are 0. This is okay. And now at every position, like fill this. Now there are 2 triangles. This upper triangle and this lower triangle that need to be filled. And here they have specified the condition that if I place A here, I have to place a minus A here. So if B here, here will be minus B. Yes, it's correct. So like this, if you fill, so how many entries could be here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So there are 6 unique entries, because if you know these 6 entries, you will know these entries also. So there is a general formula to this. So if there are 4 elements, so you can like figure it out. So if there are 4 elements, so how many elements there are in total? 4 into 4, 16 elements are there. And now from this 16, just delete all the diagonals. So there will be 4 diagonals. So that leaves us with 12. And now among these 12, half would be symmetric. So the answer would be 12 by 2, because so 6. For like if any other dimension is given like 3, it's also same. So it is like d square minus d divided by 2. So just put it here, 9 minus 3 divided by 2. So 6 by 2, I guess, 3. Is there something wrong? Oh, I guess it's correct. So moving on to the next question, let's see. So here they have given a bar plot, and they have set the profit is given, the ratio of the total revenue of company P to the company Q. So ratio we have to, so first thing we can do is like we can see how much profit percentage, we can just jot it down. So let this be P, this be Q, and this be the years 2013. Sorry. So let this axis be all the years that we are taking into account. So 2013, 2014 and so on. So let's write it down. So first is 10%, this is 20%. 2014 it is 20%, 30%. 2015 it is 40%, 30%. 2016 it is 40%, 50%. 2017 it is 50% and 60%. And 2018 it is 40% and 60%. So we can assume this percentage, there is some these percentages are over some amount P. So so the net income net income, we can write it like this: net income of P, net income or net revenue, suppose net income of P in all this will be, so this will just be 110, first one, because 100 is a total percentage, 100 is a total, suppose P, and 10% profit, so it's just 100 and 110 of P net amount. This is just the net amount. So we do it for all this and add it up. So 120, 120, 140, 140, 150, and again 140. So we will do it for Q2: 120 plus 130 plus 130 plus 150 plus 160 plus 160. Just let me log this out. So let me calculate how much it is. So 110 plus 120 plus 140. So P it turned out to be almost 800, and let's go for Q. So 800 some amount. Okay, both are P. Okay, some amount P. This is the principal amount, and Q it would be 120 plus 130 plus 130 plus 150 plus 160 plus 160. So this is 850, some amount P. So we have to get the ratio. Ratio would just be 800 by 850. So let's cut it out. So 16:17. I guess there is something. B. So correct answer is B. So here is stop again. Hope we meet again.